Hello everyone. In this segment of our video series on the quiz group in SoftChalk, I wanted to show you how to actually build a quiz group or set up a quiz group. As you can see on the screen here, I'm actually working in SoftChalk Create. As with quiz poppers and text poppers and some of the other advanced features of SoftChalk, quiz groups are not available to you if you use the online version of SoftChalk Create. So if you are accustomed to building and editing your SoftChalk lessons from the editor that's available in SoftChalk Cloud, these features are not available through that version. So you would need the desktop version of SoftChalk Create. So I have open the same lesson that I was using in the last video, and now we are looking at it from the creator side. And you can see here our three different versions of a quiz group, whether it's from an icon or from a hyperlink, or if it is embedded directly in the lesson. And what I want to do now is just first show you where to find the quiz group. So as with text poppers and quiz poppers, you would, at the top of the screen, you have an option for insert. And from insert, you have the quiz group. So I'm going to click on this so you can see the new dialog window. And in this dialog window is where you would put the name of your quiz, any instructions that you would have for the quiz, and then your options for how you want your quiz to display. Do you want your questions to display one at a time, or do you want them all at once? Do you want them to be shuffled and placed in random order for each user, or if you allow multiple attempts? You'll have an option for how you want your feedback, and then whether or not you want your students to retry questions. Do note that in the quiz group, if you allow students to retry questions, you cannot control the number of retries that you allow, like we can do in D2L, where you could say, I only want 2 attempts or 3 attempts. With SoftChalk, it's an all or none situation. Once you have your settings established, you would click on your Questions tab, and you would begin adding questions. You can select the various types of questions that you would like to use. And there are a good number of options. And then once you choose one, let's say for example we did a true-false question, then you would put in your question, you would select your answer, and then here you can put in the number of points that you would allow that question to be. If you're not counting these quizzes for points, if you're just wanting to use them for internal feedback for your students, then leave the point setting at 0. As mentioned before, there is a way to keep up with points, as well as a way to integrate quizzes that are in SoftChalk into D2L, where they will populate in your D2L gradebook. And I'll be putting up some subsequent videos that explains the score center and how to do that D2L integration. You would then put in the type of feedback that you want, and then how you would want that to display. So I'm going to cancel that. And then after you add that first question, you would come back here and you would add your subsequent questions, going through the same process. Now we want to choose how we want it to display. We either want it to pop up from an icon, pop up from clickable text, which is a hyperlink, or actually embed in the lesson page. And again, this is up to you as to how you would like it done. Here, if you do an icon, this is where you would enter a title. And this is actually where we get that alt text that we talked about in the previous video, and that I'll show you again. And then if you did need some additional help, there is a way to play a SoftChalk tutorial video right here within the group. So I'm going to cancel this, and I'm going to come back here now. And the first thing you'll notice, this is our icon format. And when I hover over it, you see that alt text that's associated with it. If ever I want to edit this, I simply right click on it and then I select modify quiz group, and then I can see the name of the quiz, the instructions that I had, the various questions, the point values. I can edit my questions by clicking the pencil here, and I can change the way that it displays here. So cancel that. Same thing with our hyperlinked version. Right click, modify group. Here's our questions, how we want it to display, cancel. And then our last one, which is our inline group, which is an actual embedded quiz. Again, modify it, select whatever you want to modify. Here are your questions, how you want it displayed, and so forth. There was one thing that I wanted to show you quickly within the questions. So if we click edit, here's our pencil. So we click this, and in our answers, one thing that you'll notice with the quiz group, just like we saw with quiz poppers, is each of these text boxes has the ability to include things other than just text. So as you can see here, we've actually included an image in each of our questions. If you right click inside these boxes, this is a rich text format. So we can add images, we can add hyperlinks, we can add media. So if you have local media, audio files or video files, you can add those in here. You can also add items from your library or items from your SoftChalk Cloud. The only thing you cannot add here is a widget. So you can't embed a video into an answer or into a question in the quiz group. But you can certainly make them much more interactive than simply having some static black text on a white background. So I just wanted to point that out to you. The quiz group is a great way to enhance your SoftChalk lessons and enhance the interactivity in your course. I hope you found this helpful, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks so much.